Well, I have to talk a little about basketball. I actually don't like to generally, but, um, I played in high school and I played later, and I was a very good defender. I was a very good rebounder, 12 to 15 rebound a game kind of guy, and, kind of a streaky shooter. But the real issue was I hated to run. I could never understand human beings who wanted to run, who liked to run, who did it and thought they looked good. Maybe it was a hangover from, seventh and eighth grade when I was so tall. And you'd have to run in PE, and I always felt like I was so tall, I felt like a giraffe gambling across the savannah, and so, and even now when I'm out, all the walking I do, joggers come by, and it just makes no sense to me running if you aren't being chased. I always look behind them to see if there's a bear or something. And the greatest compliment I ever got was 25 years after I played in the Portland Interscholastic League, a buddy of mine took me to see a state quarterfinal game. I think the school I went to, Wilson, must have been playing in it or something. But I was up late the night before on shrooms, and I was very groggy, and it was a morning game, and I smoked some of my trademark 13th floor on the way over. I thought it'd maybe wake me up, but things just got worse. So we sat down, and my buddy was on one side of me, and then this other guy, a tall guy, was to my right. And, I kept nodding off during the game, but when I, sort of come to, this guy would be staring at me. And I thought, well, this is kind of fucking weird. And then I dozed off again, and all of a sudden, he's shaking my arm. And he said, and I look at him and he goes, "God damn it." He said, "I know who you are." And I said, "Yeah, what?" And he goes, "You're the guy who never ran. You're Park." And I said, "Oh," and he said, "I played for Grant." He said, "You graduated in 65, right?" And I said, yeah. And he said, "I played for Grant. My buddy and I were third string of the 12 guys, number 11 and number 12. We sat at the end of the bench. But we always loved when we played Wilson, because